Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back to visit me. I really appreciate it. It's Friday morning here, about 10:30, and I've got the babies dressed in their Easter outfits to show you. I did that this morning to get them ready. This is part of my special Easter video. I have 3 sections I want to do for you. I'd like to talk about the babies. I'd like to show you a few rabbits that I've got. I actually don't have a rabbit collection as such. Haven't been collecting them, but just over the years I've ended up with a few rabbits, all different sorts of rabbits. So I thought I'd like to show you that too. And I would love to read you my favourite Easter book. So I'm not sure whether this video, whether I'll put it into 3 sections. I think that's probably how I'll do it. So let me tell you first of all about these angels, who just look so sweet. And of course I'm not happy with how Pippa is adjusted, because I'm chopping off the top of her head. So let me just go out a wee bit. That's a bit better. Don't know why she looks bigger than Jonty, because she's not. It's just the way I've positioned them somehow. He looks all little. They're identical size. Anyway, you just have to take my word on that. They are identical size. So let me tell you what they're wearing. I'll tell you about Jonty first. He's got a romper. It's not a bubble one because there's no elastic around his legs. It's just like shorts. It just ends in a straight seam. And his are a very pale blue and white gingham check, tiny little checks. He has a pleat down the front, and he has a beautiful embroidered tiny rabbit with a fluffy tail, fluffy white cotton tail on the front. So his romper has got a white Peter Pan collar, and it's edged in piping of the same gingham as his beautiful romper. He's also got a matching hat that fits him beautifully. And the hat has a little peak, which is piped in white this time, because the hat is made of the gingham. So it's piped in white, it ties under his chin, and he also has little blue, they're not bunny booties, but they're sort of whatever they are, mice, teddies, bears, I'm not sure, sort of little animal crocheted booties. I've had these booties for years and years and years. I just bought them a long time ago, long time ago when I saw them, and I've just had them. Let me fix this so you can see his rabbit again. There we are. So that's what Jonty's wearing. It buttons up the back, and it's got poppers underneath for nappy changes. And he's holding his jelly cat, of course. His bunny rabbit jelly cat. He's very happy. He's fast asleep. This little ear was in his mouth. I had to take it out, because I don't think that would feel very nice. I think it would feel I wouldn't like it, sort of fluffy and yucky in his mouth. So I moved the little ear out of his mouth. So that's my Jonty. And then let's look at what Pippa's wearing. She's wearing a pink, hers is a dress, I'll show you. Little dress, and she's got matching bloomers underneath in a beautiful pale pink. It almost looks like a pinwheel cord, but it's not cord. But it's got very, I don't know how to explain it, it's sort of got ridges, tiny ridges, striped ridges all the way down it. And it has puff sleeves, which are gathered. And then it's got some smocking across the front. Excuse me, I have to go clear my throat again. Oh, so boring for you, I'm sorry. Smocking across the front. And there's a white Easter bunny, and he's holding a great big yellow Easter egg that's got different colour spots on it. Then there are some little flowers either side, and there are some other Easter eggs in mauve with some embroidery on them, and a little bit more flowers or leaves just on the sides. So that's her. Oh, and she has a Peter Pan collar, and it is edged in white piping as well, like Jonty's hat. So that's her little dress, and she has a matching bonnet. She has a little pink frill around it, and it's got some white piping to edge it, and it ties under the chin. So that's a 3-piece outfit that she has, because she's got the bloomers, the dress, the bonnet. And Jonty's is a 2-piece outfit with a hat and the romper. And Pippa has little matching white booties, matching to Jonty's. So they're indescript, unknown, unnameable animals. Cute as ever, but whatever they are, they're gorgeous. I wish I would have bought a pink pair at the time. Maybe they didn't have them in pink, I don't know. I don't even know where. I got them on eBay, but I have no idea who from. It was a long, long, long time ago, like, oh, I'd say probably 5 or 6 years ago. I've had them for that long. So there are my darlings. Oh, and Pippa's holding her blossom jellycat. And that jellycat's ears haven't been in her mouth today. So she's quite happy and comfy there. And there are my two babies in their Easter outfits. I hope you like seeing them. I've saved these outfits. And I've called them Easter outfits because they have bunnies on them. Both. Well, this dress of Pippa's certainly is an Easter outfit because it's the Easter bunny holding a big egg. Jontys is a rabbit and he's sort of sitting there, so he could be an Easter bunny or just an ordinary bunny, I'm not sure. But so I saved these outfits specially for today to show you. And let me tell you about my day. The weather outside is absolutely perfect. You might be able to hear some noise because I've got the window open. I usually close it for videos, but it's so gorgeous out there I couldn't bear to close it. So you might hear the occasional car passing or people walking past. So it's 24 degrees Celsius, bright, bright blue sky, no wind. It's just heavenly. It's just beautiful outside. So I've hung out some washing. I was so happy doing that. So I've had my beautiful little granddaughter Amelia, who's 6, and she's been staying with me. So her cousin Douglas is coming in a few days. So I've stripped their bed and washed the sheets, and I just love the washing. I've got this thing about hanging out washing because in Australia, I mean, we rarely use our dryers. Well, I never do really. I have one for emergencies, but I don't really have emergencies because I don't have little children. So I love seeing washing hanging on the line. I love hanging out. I have a special way that I like to peg it out, all neat and lovely, and yeah, I really love looking at it. And when I go to my daughter's houses, I love looking at their washing too, because they've sort of they peg out the very similar method to me, and it always looks lovely. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on about that. That's a bit odd, isn't it? You're learning all sorts of strange things about me lately. My nappy pin collection, and now how I love hanging out washing and looking at it. Very strange person I am. Anyway, I may sound a bit tired to you because actually I'm extremely weary. Because having Amelia and being busy with her, we went to the movies and we did a bit of grocery shopping together, supermarket shopping, which was so much fun. She's just an angel and she's so happy, and oh, we have a great time together. So she stayed here for one night, and the rest of the time we just played. But that was followed by me working overnight on Tuesday night. And then after I took Amelia home, collected Hattie from kindy, took Amelia home, took them both home, stayed there for dinner at their house, and then I had to race back home because I was doing a course last night for 2 hours. And of course when I got home I couldn't go straight to sleep, so I didn't go to sleep till midnight. And I'm very weary today. And I've been thinking a lot about a couple of things on YouTube, and I'd love to talk to you all about it. I hope you don't mind. If you don't like it, just switch off. You don't have to listen to my ramblings. But I have been named by that naughty Holly Church. She has infected me with her bug, her love bug, and that was a few days ago, and I did say to Holly at the time I wouldn't be able to come back within 24 hours because I knew the busy few days I had ahead of me. So I've come back now, but I don't actually feel comfortable naming individuals for you to go and check out. I really don't. It's just part of my nature that I like to be inclusive of everyone. I don't like things, well, these are the wrong words, and this is really not what Pauline meant, but it's really what Pauline meant. I actually think her name's Penny, P-E-N-N-E-Y, so maybe I'll call her Penny. So yeah, she meant so well by this tag. It's just me who's a bit strange about these things. I realise that. And I mean, I follow a lot of people, a lot of people, and I could sort of choose a few. I have some people who I'm very close to, others who I'm not. And it's like that with all of us, isn't it? We gravitate to people who are similar to us. And the type of videos that I love to watch are the videos that are made by women who are strong women. Women who have overcome difficulties in their lives. Women who are carrying on and still having a good life. Women who may not feel strong, but they don't realise how strong they are. To have come through what they've come through and to still be, lovely, decent, kind human beings. Now, they're the sort of people I love to watch. I love their babies, but most of all, I just love them, and I love to hear what they talk about, how they feel about things, how they handle things in their lives, because we all have difficulties. And so they're the type of videos that I love the most, done by people who speak openly and honestly, who have good hearts. And so rather than name anybody, basically I think the people I would have named if I was doing the love bug tag, which is such a great tag, have pretty well much been named by other people, so they're not missing out by me not giving them a shout out. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is about the mess that's just been going on recently, and it is Easter time, and I really feel for the people who, for whatever reason, they're unbalanced enough that they need to go and attack someone who they don't even know. They have no idea about who they're talking about or why they're doing it. They just attack. And I really feel sad for them, because you do know that what they're saying about someone else is actually what they feel about themselves. Because unless you feel those harsh feelings for yourself, you can't apply them to anybody else. You just can't. It doesn't happen. Unless somebody directly attacks you and you need to defend yourself, I think that might be a different case. I think, or attacks your family or your children, that might be a bit different. I think in that situation, you probably would have some very unkind thoughts towards an individual. But these people who attack on YouTube don't know anything about anybody, because we don't reveal our entire selves on this thing. We only reveal a tiny percentage of who we are, and the rest we kind of fill in for ourselves, don't we, from what we've heard. So for a start, because it's Easter, for me, I don't feel angry. I don't feel like I want to attack the poor person who attacked Paulie. I really don't. I feel sad for them. And Paulie's a lucky person. She's intelligent. She comes up with great ideas. She's got interesting dolls. She's full of life. She's loved in her life. She's a happy person from what I've seen on her videos. She hasn't been on YouTube for that long, but she's come up with the most amazing things since she's been here, and I'm very impressed with that. So, the person who attacked her doesn't know her from a bar of soap. And I really feel, and this is actually how I brought my children up, that bad behaviour deserves no attention. So if my 2-year-old was throwing a huge tantrum, I would simply walk away and leave them to it. The more attention you give someone when they're having a hissy fit, the more they'll do it. It just doesn't stop. So for me, I don't pay any attention to that stuff. I just focus on the people who are on YouTube, who I enjoy watching. The rest of the nonsense that goes on doesn't need any extra attention, comment, time spent on it, nothing. If we never said a word about it, it would just go away. So how about we just do that? Let's just not even talk about the people who have such bad problems in their lives. If they reach out and want help, we will gladly help them. But while they're in attack mode, I think we just have to ignore it and just carry on as we do and just have a lovely time with our dolls, because truly we're not actually hurting anybody. We're having a lovely time, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is that they're not having a lovely time, and so they don't want us to. But no one can get in the way of that, because we love our babies and we love these videos. So I think, that was all just off the top of my head. I didn't plan any of that, so I hope it makes sense. I don't know if it does. They are my feelings on the whole mess that's been going on. It doesn't need to be a mess. No one needs to take any of it personally. We just ignore it and don't even think twice about it, because it doesn't affect us. It can't get inside us. No one knows who we are or what we do in our lives. No one knows the kindness that we show others or the love that we give our families. They don't know any of that, or the struggles that we may be having. So who cares what they say? Let them say it, because it just exposes them, sadly, to the difficulties that they're having in their life and the fact that they don't have love, they don't have friends. Because people who have love and who have friends don't need to attack other people. Unless, as I said, they're being directly attacked or their family, but that's a different kettle of fish altogether. So I think I'll stop this section of the video now and get set up for some more fun. So thank you very much. You'll see me back again in an instant. So bye bye for just now. I hope you enjoyed what I talked about.